The Move bombing, 1985. It is the early morning of May 13th, 1985, and Osage Avenue in West Philadelphia looks like any other working-class American neighborhood. Brick row houses line the street. Families are asleep. Children's toys sit on porches. Nothing about this block suggests that by nightfall, it will be unrecognizable, a burned-out crime scene that will shock the nation. Before dawn, police quietly move in. Streets are sealed. Hundreds of officers take positions wearing riot gear and carrying military-style weapons. Armored vehicles are parked nearby. Above the rooftops, a helicopter circles slowly, its blades chopping through the morning air. This is not a hostage rescue. This is not a raid on a drug cartel. This is a police operation against a single household. Inside 6221, Osage Avenue lives Move, a radical black liberation organization founded in the early 1970s. Move members live communally, reject modern technology, and follow a strict ideology centered on anti-government beliefs, environmentalism, and racial justice. For years, the group has been in constant conflict with city officials. Complaints from neighbors about loudspeaker speeches, barricades, trash, and weapons have escalated into hostility. Previous confrontations between Move and police have already ended in violence and prison sentences. By 1985, city leaders are done negotiating. At approximately 5:30 a.m., police loudspeakers blast through the neighborhood, ordering everyone inside the Move house to surrender immediately. Move members respond through bullhorns of their own, accusing the city of racism and police brutality. They refuse to leave. Children are inside the house. Police know this. Within minutes, the standoff turns violent. High-pressure water cannons are fired at the building, attempting to flood it. Tear gas canisters are launched through windows and onto the roof. When that fails, police escalate again. Officers open fire. Over the course of the day, more than 10,000 rounds of ammunition are discharged into the Move house in the middle of a residential neighborhood. Bullets rip through walls, windows, and neighboring homes. Neighbors are evacuated or forced to watch from behind police lines as their block is transformed into a battlefield. Hours pass. No one inside surrenders. Behind closed doors, city officials grow impatient. The mayor, police commissioner, fire commissioner, and top advisors debate their next move. Instead of de-escalation, they choose an unprecedented tactic. They decide to use a bomb. As evening approaches, a Pennsylvania State Police helicopter rises into position. Inside is a satchel bomb constructed from C4 explosives and Tovex, a powerful industrial blasting agent commonly used in mining. This is military-grade firepower. It has never been used by police against civilians before. At 5:27 p.m., the bomb is dropped. The explosion rips through the roof of the Move house, instantly igniting a fire. Flames erupt. Smoke pours into the sky. At first, firefighters move toward the blaze. Then the order comes from command: stand down. Do not extinguish the fire. Officials later claim they believe the fire would drive Move members out. Instead, it spreads uncontrollably. Row houses are attached wall to wall. The fire jumps from one home to the next, consuming the entire block. Neighbors scream as everything they own burns. Families flee. Children cry. Inside the Move house, people are trapped. Witnesses later say they hear screams coming from the burning building. Then silence. The fire is allowed to burn for nearly an hour before firefighters are finally permitted to intervene. By then, it is far too late. 11 people are dead, including 5 children, some as young as 7 years old. Only 2 people escape alive. 61 homes are destroyed, leaving 250 people homeless. An entire neighborhood is erased. That night, America watches the footage in disbelief. A police department has dropped a bomb on its own citizens. Not during war, not overseas, in a U.S. city. In the days that follow, city officials scramble to justify what happened. They describe Move as terrorists. They shift blame onto the victims. But investigations soon expose the truth. Independent commissions confirm that city leadership knowingly allowed the fire to burn. firefighters were capable of stopping it early. They were ordered not to. Multiple investigations conclude that the operation was reckless, negligent, and unjustifiable. And yet no one is criminally charged. No police officer, no commander, no city official. The mayor finishes his term. Careers continue. Accountability never comes. For survivors and families of the victims, justice becomes a decades-long fight. Lawsuits drag on. Some settlements are eventually paid, but they come without admissions of guilt. Apologies are delayed for years. In 2020, 35 years later, the city of Philadelphia finally issues a formal apology for the MOVE bombing. By then, it means little. The rebuilt houses on Osage Avenue remain a reminder of what was lost. Many former residents never return. The trauma lingers. The MOVE bombing enters history books as a singular event, not because it was secret, but because it was public, deliberate, and irreversible. To this day, the MOVE bombing stands as one of the most extreme examples of state violence against civilians in American history. It forces an uncomfortable question. When law enforcement becomes militarized, when dissent is treated as an enemy, and when human lives are viewed as expendable, who protects the public from the state? The MOVE bombing was not a mistake. It was not an accident. It was a decision, and its consequences still burn.